I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on the Spotlight Network, we're stepping back in time to the 12th century, where invaders, adventure, and romance await. We're talking to a wonderful author. His name is Stewart Monti, and he has penned a terrific book. It's so imaginative. The name of the book, Mary and Sir Edward. It is a captivating historical tale filled with intrigue, honor, and the timeless struggle for love and survival. If you're a fan of medieval history, chivalry, and thrilling storytelling, this book is a must-read. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Atticus Publishing for helping us put him in the spotlight today, and we ask viewers like you to support authors like him by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing his amazing book. The links are below this interview. And be sure to download the Spotlight Network TV app, streaming on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. Stewart, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Yes, sir. I'm glad to do it. I think that this is a book that children will enjoy. It is different, that it is narrative poetry, and it tells a tale that involves the medieval period. It talks about a period of war. War is with us through time, but it is a young girl who overcomes it, who helps a man who ran into a difficult period, and she did her best. It comes to a good conclusion, and it is a book that people will enjoy.
Absolutely. Who is your target audience? I enjoyed it. I'm a grown-up, I think, but it's targeted for a younger audience primarily?
Families and young people,
Yeah.
but really it is written for readers of all ages.
Absolutely.
In that it is narrative poetry. It is different, but it is a story that has a plot, that has excitement, that tells a tapestry of olden times, stories and experience just waiting to be explored, and deep appreciation for poetry's power to inspire.
Yeah, yeah, I love the fact that it's lyrical, that it's written in poetry, and it makes it unique, it makes it stand out, it makes it fun. Is this your first book? Have you written a book before?
I had written a book before. I have written or read poems for a number of years to members of my social groups, and collecting those poems together, I published my first book in 2017, 135 Poems for Today. And I could read a poem out of that.
Sure.
This is one that is, I've passed and gone away, and I have no problems anymore. I'm in a place where I would rather be, where everything is like what I have lived my whole life for, where in new ways I'm learning to be free. And most of all, I'm closer to the God I truly love, though true I left so many loves behind. But God is such a comfort here, as God can be with you, along with all the love my soul can find. And that is a poem that I can sometimes pass to people who have lost a loved one. But there are other poems in that book in different chapters, poems that I've given to police officers, poems that people for birthdays have had. And then Mary and Sir Edward came about through a collection of fantasy poems a fantasy poem for members of Dungeons and Dragons gamers, that one of those evolved into Marianne Sir Edward, and that it was set back in the period of Gaul around the 12th century when Mary's father had to go off and fight a war, and she was maintaining their farm, which was falling apart. And a knight comes plodding down the road, wounded, and he falls off his horse, and she finds a way to take him in and protect him from people who were searching him out. And how were you wounded, young Matthew does blurt, ignoring his manners and acting quite curt. Well, I will just tell you, seems vital, you know, how all of this happened not so long ago. The enemy's weakening, there's chance to break through. Our king has reserves, we must fight with them too. And the book goes on, but it does come to a happy ending. That Mary's father comes back and Sir Edward rewards him handsomely, and the king wins the war, and it's an enjoyable book to read.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The illustrations are beautiful too. Who helped you with those?
The
publishing company, perhaps?
The publishing company, perhaps, and that will come to mind. But that worked out very well.
Yeah.
And I'm now working on a new book.
Okay.
That will involve pets and other poems with that. That this is Major Monti's Do You Love Your Little Dog?
That's wonderful.
And that will have a number of poems about dogs involved with that. That people enjoy dogs, and each poem will have the offset with a picture of a pet offset with that. The dog in the back of a pickup truck, a dog in the back of a pickup truck, that's a dog at the top of his excellent luck, for he moves to the left and he moves to the right, and that darn dog is grinning at all that's in sight. He's the king of the day for what pickups can do, and he'll sure show his thanks when this one ride is through. So goodbye, Mr. Dog, as they turn down Holmes Lane. Put your dog in the back, you won't see him complain. And I have a wonderful artist, Beth Bain, working with me on this one.
That artwork looks terrific as well. Yeah. That's going to appeal to a lot of people because everybody loves dogs, of course. So Major Monti's poems, you have quite a distinguished service career in the armed services. Tell us a little bit about your military background.
Well, I started out with both military high school and the Air Force Academy, and I flew C-130s for 6 years and 2,000 hours flying all over the world. Amazing. And then I went to get a master's degree and finished my career in other jobs, including teaching for Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, and truly enjoyed my career in the Air Force. And did very well with that. And in poetry and book writing, I have found sort of a new calling. I've really enjoyed this. I've done a number of readings to different groups, writing poems about artists
Hmm.
and reading to the art guild that we have, and other groups in the Sanford, North Carolina area, living in different areas, now in Sanford, shy of the Research Triangle.
Yeah.
And this book will have other poems in it as well. Here is one that will help sell the book. I propose that I never will forget how good my life has been since first we came together, and the love we've shared since then. The places we have lived with you, they all were fine. I never will forget the love you chose to make mine. Those days were oh so good. We're somewhat older now, yet in that we still share our love, years matter not somehow. I never will forget the days we had, and yet each new day still seems better, and I never will forget. So that
Wonderful.
will go with the do you still do you love your little dog?
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, Stuart Monti's work, as you can hear, is beautiful lyrical poetry. All of his work. We've been primarily focusing on one book today, Mary and Sir Edward. It is a captivating story for children of all ages, families, young adults as well. I loved it. It's a captivating historical tale filled with intrigue, honor, and the timeless struggle for love and survival. If you're a fan of medieval history, medieval fairs and all that good stuff, chivalry and thrilling storytelling, this book is a must read. The links are below this interview. Stuart, thank you so much for joining me here today on Spotlight.
Thank you, Logan.
I appreciate your time, sir, your wit, your wisdom, and your insight. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.